rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. สวัสดีค่ะ Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning and welcome to a place where knowledge meets innovation, where science shapes ideas and future thinking begins. Today marks the final day of the Thailand Halal Assembly 2025. Organized by the Halal Science Center, Chulalongkorn University. This year, we gather under the theme Green Halal Beyond Sustainability. My name is Sania Kakao, and it's truly an honor to be with you and to guide you through such an inspiring journey today. As you can see this morning, our main hall was divided into two rooms due to the high number of submissions of ESATEC this year, allowing the assembly to run smoothly and efficiently. So let's begin an exciting and meaningful day two together. Ladies and gentlemen, to begin the first session of day two, we will explore global perspectives, Halal experiences from non-Muslim countries. This session offers valuable insights into how Halal principles are understood and advanced across different cultures and non-Muslim contexts. And now, it is my honor to invite the speakers of this session. First, may I please invite Professor Dr. Mariko Arata, College of Gastronomy Management Director, Research Center for Gastronomic Arts and Sciences, Ritsumeikan University, Japan, to the stage. And next, may I please invite Dr. Mohammed Najmuddin, Chief Researcher, Halal Research Laboratory, Chief Darul Hikmah 𝑻𝑯𝑨𝑰𝑳𝑨𝑵, Founder Halal Herbal Remedies, CEO, Dr. Habis LLP, India. And next, may I invite the next speakers, Mr. Alim Giapal, DTI Halal Industry Development Office, Philippines. A big round of applause, please. And to guide this discussion, we are honored to have a chairperson whose academic work bridges science, technology, and global perspectives. He is a research associate at University of Edinburgh, the United Kingdom, with expertise in advanced modeling, data-driven systems, and artificial intelligence for environmental and complex systems. Now, it is my great pleasure to invite Dr. Adin Siri Patana to chair this session. Please join me in welcoming him. Please proceed. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, everyone. So good morning. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. So dear respected speaker, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our session. And my name is Adil. I'm happy to be a chairperson of this session. So, as a scientist or researcher, I've been traveling and living almost everywhere around the world. All the continent, we experience different halal scenes, different challenge, and so today we will, discuss the global perspective, or in your context, it's going to be local to your context, right? So there will be challenge, there will be opportunities that we'll be discussing. So, without further ado, I just want to begin this session by inviting Dr. Mariko Arata for her oral presentation. After that, we have some discussion. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Very good morning. Thank you for the opportunity. And I'm not a Muslim. I'm from Japan. And let me share about Japanese situation related to halal. And I'm not I know. I am a social scientist. I'm a cultural anthropologist, and I'm studying about Indonesian food culture. And you can get my slide from the QR code. And today I'm talking about serving foods to Muslim tourists in Japan, not only tourists, maybe Muslim residents, migrants in Japan, practical challenges and then understanding of halal in the Japanese context. Okay. This presentation is based on my own research, participant observation and in-depth interview to Indonesian Muslims, mainly in Indonesia, the Netherlands and Japan as an anthropologist. And at first time I was teaching Japanese language in Indonesia for 3 years, and I loved Indonesian cultures and people, so I started learning about Indonesian culture. And also findings from my colleague cultural anthropologists researching in Muslim diets in all over the world, including my graduate students. And information from speakers I invited to 3 international symposia when I was working at Tokyo Institute of Technology. And I have also invited Dr. Vinay Dahlan to Japan. And also information exchange and observations accumulated with stakeholders involved in halal business in Japan, and also Japanese halal certifying bodies. And first, I want to introduce what I watched, or what I wanted to give information to Japanese audience through this international symposium, because many were interested in halal business, but the informations were only from Halal CB or Malaysian governments. And they said that the halal business is blue ocean, it's very huge market, and if you get halal certified, your products will be, well, will have good success. But it's not always like that. So I just wanted to give information about halal certification, how halal certification is, especially in Southeast Asian countries, and also how Muslim consumers are reacting. So those who are taking care of halal matters in strict way, they tend to speak loud. But if they are not caring about this kind of strictness, they tend to be silent because they are shy. They are afraid of being, well, being ill recognized by their friends, because they are not taking care of the strictness of halal. So instead, I wanted to share about the variety of Muslim consumers. So, and the second one, it was religious norm and food business. And the third one, I went back to the basics of halal and how they are practicing as Muslim consumers. And I also asked for the for the business takers who are doing Muslim-friendly business in Japan. And the background is, as the number of Muslim tourists to Japan has grown steadily, the Japanese food and hospitality sectors have been challenged to meet Muslim dietary expectations, and they have increasingly sought guidance from researchers, masjid, halal certification bodies, and Muslim communities. However, differences in interpretation among Japanese halal certification bodies, combined with the influence from Southeast Asian halal standards like JAKIM or MUI, have led to a wide range of terms used in Japan, such as halal restaurant, halal kitchen, Muslim-friendly restaurant, and everything. And I will talk about that later. And this presentation highlights the drawbacks and misunderstandings arising among non-Muslims, usual Japanese like me, and misunderstandings and under the influence of the rapidly growing global halal industry and halal certification systems and accreditation system maybe. And while I highly respect the needs of the halal certification system and highly respect your efforts to make halal products in as much as possible to keep halalness from farm to fork. I highly respect. But I think we mustn't forget that halal does not equal to halal certification. Halal is far more wider than halal certification, right? And so prohibition is from divine revelation. It's from Allah's word, not from halal certification criteria, right? But sometimes non-Muslims misunderstand that halal equals to the halal certification standards. So, you have so many things are halal in the world, except for haram, but you have some doubtful things. So we, mankind, had made system such as certificate for halal slaughtered meat. Or because nowadays we have so many doubtful things, so we have created halal certification for processed food, flavor, halal transportation, and we talk about halal and toiban. So halal certified is good for non-Muslim also, and we have to take care of everything, the cross-contamination, everything, and from farm to fork. So we are talking about these matters. I agree, we have to be careful, but please don't forget, halal is far wider than halal certification. Especially when you're talking with non-Muslim who are not accustomed to Muslims' habit. I think halal matters resembles the food safety matters, because we all want to have safe food to avoid food poisoning, right? And I believe my family's cooking is safe. But if you're going to start business, we have to be more careful. So we have to comply with the Food Sanitation Act. And if you're giving more big business, we have to adapt ISO or HACCP or something. So halal certification is like that. In Southeast Asian countries, it's always related to ISO or HACCP, right? But in Japan, where Muslim residents less than 1%, we have so many halal certification bodies, and the criteria is not always same to the HACCP level. And we have so many halal logos according to the bodies, and I skip this slide. We have around six halal certification bodies which are accredited or mutually recognized by foreign bodies. And they are, I think they are famous enough in Japan also. But for domestic restaurants, we cannot be always strict like when we certify importing products. And we have many terms like halal restaurant, halal kitchen, halal menu, halal okay menu, halal recommended menu, accreditation to halal chef, or certificate of halal friendly, certificate of Muslim friendly, or we don't have to certify. We just say we are Muslim friendly, or like that. And some people say that the halal or not is just divine thing, so we don't have to say that it is halal. We just check if it is not haram. So we just serve foods which is pork free or alcohol free, and we check and we just let them know, let the people choose themselves. Like that. And so this kind of program is, we have so many influence from Southeast Asian countries, halal certification bodies, because those famous halal CBs are recognized by Southeast Asian countries CBs, so they don't want to go out of the criteria that is recognized in Southeast Asian countries. But some people are they dare to give some Muslim-friendly certificate to some restaurants which can serve some of halal menu, not the restaurant themselves, but yeah, like that. And some domestic CBs give halal certificate to the restaurant whose kitchen is halal, or whose part of the menu can be halal. But it's very difficult, and it takes time and money. It costs much. And some people, they just think about it and consulted to a masjid and started halal certificate for free of charge, and like that. But they cannot be, well, one Muslim ummah to go to the one direction. They go to the so many directions. So non-Muslim Japanese business holders, for them, it is very complicated, and it looks like Muslims are quarreling. They are not, well, friendly to the same Muslim people. So it's very, I think it's not good, I think. And also, you have so many choices of foods. According to the mazhabs, some mazhab takes seafood, all the seafoods are halal except all the two worldly things, and some mazhab accept only fish with scales. But in Japan, sometimes non-Japanese people are too much afraid of that. So you have some kind of flexibility, but we just, well, if we just avoid everything, it's safe. It's so Muslim only eat halal certified food, or Muslim only eat only vegetarian food, and not we cannot serve meat or seafood. So that kind of misunderstanding occurs. So, but we cannot be like that. So we have to learn, and we cannot keep the lack of consideration or excessive defense. So I just want to suggest to non-Muslim people to learn the basics of halal and Muslim dietary needs and develop food and services that are feasible, sustainable, and appropriate within the Japanese context so that we can continue, so that the business holders would not go bankrupt. Yeah, and we disclose information honestly. Yeah, and the one more recommendation from me to Muslim audiences: please do not exaggerate the importance of halal certification when you are choosing food you eat in non-Muslim area. So, because it might lead to the misunderstanding of non-Muslim. Thank you so very much.
So that was a very comprehensive and very excellent presentation for 15 minutes. I know just enough time to talking about the complexity of the halal scene in Japan. But nevertheless, thank you so much for spending time efficiently, Dr. Miracle. Before we move along to the next presenter, I just have the quick recap questions. You're talking about the pushback or the complication that might come with trying to push the agenda of halal in Japan for the restaurant owner. What about the scholar or the ulama perspective? Have you have any pushback or any tension from them? So for the question from the floor, we will postpone that until the end of the talk. I just have the quick question before we move along. Is that okay?
I'm not too much knowledgeable about the ulamas in Japan, but well, so far, as far as I know, that they are not so. I mean, what? They are not so compact. they have everybody has their own opinion.
Their own stand on the subject.
They don't want to make agreement between those halal certification bodies.
So at the moment, the strategy in Japan is to try to slowly, so gradually increasing the awareness by, having the diverse certified bodies.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I understand it correctly, we still have this gap between the scholar and the reality that we should come and sit and talk together and try to find an optimal way to go about this.
And if I meet halal certification bodies officials one by one, they are very serious, they are very good, they are very nice to me. But as a whole, if seen from the non-Muslim mass Japanese, it looks like they are always have different opinions, and they say you are wrong, like that. So it damages the image of Muslim Ummah as a whole. So I just want to,
I think that's a legitimate concern, and thank you for a very honest assessment on this. Right. Okay. I think to keep the time running, we will proceed with the next speaker. So please welcome Dr. Muhammad Najmuddin. He is the Chief Researcher Halal Research Laboratory at the Sheikh Darul Hikmah, Tib Nabawi, and also Food Halal Herbal Remedies. and also the CEO, Dr. Herbis LLP. So I think his topic will be about the herbal halal herbal
Yes.
subject. Yeah. The floor is yours. Thank you.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. As you know, I am from India, so the topic is like very complex, different to the subject, I think so. My topic is non-halal animal source ingredients in traditional alternative herbal medicine and their possible alternatives. As I am a full-time physician in herbal medicine, I am graduated in it, and I have the PhD in Islamic studies with the topic of prophetic medicine and modern science. That was my subject, so that's my specialization. I am working in Tibb Nabawi, and soon my book is going to be published on the name of Nabatatun Nabawiyya fi Mushahadatun Najmiyya. So inshallah ta'ala, that is another thing. So these are the types of traditional medicines. The most famous is the number one traditional Chinese medicine, the TCM, which includes the acupuncture, herbal medicine, and Tai Chi. And the second one is my topic, the Ayurveda, which belongs to India, which have herbal remedies, very famous around the world, and yoga, massage therapy, and the dietary adjustments. And the third one is Unani medicine, that is Greco-Arabic medicine. It includes herbal treatments, cupping, that is hijama therapy, nowadays very famous, and the dietary management. And the Kampo from Japan, and Tibetan medicine, Jamu from Indonesia, Siddha medicine, this is also from the South India. Nowadays it is in the list of United Nations traditional medicine, and it is gaining very popularity. So the topic and the talk starts from that many people assume that all herbal medicines are halal simply because they are natural. But this is not always the case, because in Islam, halal status depends not just on the origin of the ingredient, but also on how the medicine is prepared and packed, whether it is aligned with the Islamic laws. Not all herbal medicines are halal. Herbal medicines are not automatically halal. It is essential to check the ingredients, production process, and any associated practices in it. When it is doubtful, seeking advice from the Islamic scholar and the certification bodies, best course of action. Why halal is important in healthcare? The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam emphasized that cure does not lie in haram forbidden substances. A well-known hadith highlights this principle. Indeed, Allah sent down the disease and the cure, and He has made for every disease a cure. So treat sickness, but do not treat with anything haram. This is Sunan Abu Dawud hadith and Musnad Ahmad ibn Hanbal. Another narration is, Allah does not put cure in what He has forbidden to you. It's very important. It is from the Sahih al-Bukhari. So key lesson from these hadiths are: seek lawful treatment. Muslims are encouraged to pursue remedies that are halal and tayyib, the pure. Avoid haram remedies. Using haram ingredients for treatment is discouraged, except in case of necessity, like darura, where no halal alternative exists and life is at risk. Reliance on Allah's guidance, trust on Allah's lawful means and sufficient for the healing. We have to think that. So non-halal source traditional medicine and possible alternatives are like this system offers wide range of product that cater to different health and wellness needs. Here is the breakdown of the types of products commonly used. Number one is tablets. Second is capsule. The third one is oil-based capsule, which are mostly the famous like omega-369 or the vitamin D3 medications. And the fourth is herbal syrups. Fifth is most critical thing, that is vinegars. Six is powders. And the seven is semi-solid products known as majun in Arabic and Urdu both. So herbal does not guarantee halal. Verification is needed in every case. So tablet Derived from the plants, these are the most common in traditional Indian and subcontinent medicine. Concentrated herbal extractions or raw herbs in the tablet form have been made for the convenience of the patients. Examples like the Shilajit tablet, the curcumin tablet, black seed habatu sauda tablet, ashwagandha tablet, and medicinal mushroom tablets. When manufacturing tablets, several non-halal ingredients can be used in it. Usually they use for the commercialization, especially like inactive ingredients, that is binder, coats, and the preservatives in the tablet. And the most common is non-halal, so that is gelatin, and gelatin is often used as a binding agent, coating. It is derived from the animal collagen, usually from pigs or the non-halal slaughtered cattle. Gelatin has been a debatable ingredient for decades because both its source and the processing raise serious halal compliance questions. Why gelatin is still debatable in halal standards? Due to its questionable sources. Like gelatin can come from the pork skin, most common globally, clearly haram. Number 2 is non-halal slaughtered bovine bones and skins. And third is mixed source with no traceability. The third one is most important, which is happening everywhere. I have many clients who are supplying halal certified gelatin. I ask them that question, that how you trace that all bones you're getting are from the properly halal slaughtered. They answered that no, we have different sections for the halal and haram bones we are collecting. So I asked that, so where are you processing in it? It is in the same machinery or the different? They said it is in the same machinery. That's the problem actually. So because most manufacturers do not provide the transparent sourcing, the origin remains doubtful. From source to process, gelatin remains a question mark for every time. Here are the 3 herbal, veg source natural binders that are widely used in nutraceutical, Ayurvedic, Unani, and herbal tablet manufacturing, fully halal, plant-based, and Tayyib. Number 1 is starch, plant starch, 100% plant source, work as binder and filler in it, excellent for the direct compression DC, for the tablet making, improves flow and hardness, very stable, no taste or odor. Number 2 is very famous gum acacia, that's gum arabica also, which is good. It is a pure natural plant source, strong wet granulation binding we can do with it, gives excellent tablet hardness and very smooth compressibility, good for the herbal powders, and we can put it on the rotary tableting system. So number 3 is HPMC. HPMC is we can use as the binder in it for the tablet making, but it is very useful for the direct compression, but it is more expensive than the 2 which I prescribed. Like starch we are already using in our factory. We have the manufacturing plant from past 12 years. So we are using starch and gum acacia, the gum arabica, as a binder in the tablet already. So number 2 is capsules. Many herbal supplements contain the 100% plant-based powders, but the other capsule shells is often means outer capsule shells often made from the animal-derived gelatin. So usually that is also a questionable thing. Traceability is another issue. What we are using, we are trying to make every plant-based medicine as a tablet. We try hard to do that. If any issues arises, then we make it in the HPMC capsule, which is veg source, plant-based 100%. So with that, we made the capsules. This is most important one, the oil-based capsule, the soft gel gelatin. Oil-based capsule with sunnah ingredient becoming non-halal due to the gelatin shell. Like many oil-filled supplements, even those containing sunnah-based ingredients such as habbatu sauda, we call it kalonji in India, the black seed oil, Nigella sativa, became non-halal not because of the oil, but because of the outer soft gel capsule shell, which is commonly made from the gelatin. So this is applies on the black seed oil capsules and omega 369 capsule, multivitamin soft gel capsule, vitamin D liquid capsules, and herbal oil supplements. So even if the inside ingredients is pure sunnah, but the outer shell contains the cover is with the gelatin soft gel shell, so the product became non-halal. So what we are using now in India, in my company, we have using this machine, which is based on filling oil capsule with HPMC outer shell, made from plant cellulose, 100% gelatin free, suitable for all oil-based formulation, can be securely sealed with the band capsuling machine is there. That is also made from the HPMC material. We fill the oil in the capsule and we seal the capsule with the binder, with the band, which is made of the HPMC material. So herbal syrups also a big issue, like it spikes every herbal syrups contains the high amount of sugars in it due to its sugar-based syrups. So we have many cases with the kids and toddlers that they are, when the parents give them the herbal syrups, their sugar getting spiked, and most of the children in a young age getting diabetes type 1, in other case type 2. So what I said is, like other companies have the plant-based alcohol-based sugars, but that is also not recommended nowadays. There are many studies come due to the sugar is made from using the bone char in the process. So maybe the case is not same in every country, but what I'm talking about from where I am, the bone char is most common for the process of sugar. So that is also a questionable thing, that from where the bone char came from, and is it from the halal source or not. So what we have done is, this is the breakdown that how we have changed the herbal syrups into hydrosols, like herbal water extraction. We use the herbal water extraction. It's a famous product in the Unani Greco-Arabic medicine. So we are using the hydrosols as an alternative. Nowadays commercial companies using sorbitol as its sugar alcohol derived from the plants like corn and glucose, and does not inherently contain the haram forbidden animal products or intoxicating alcohol. So what we are using is we are using the hydrosol, the extraction, the water extraction of the herbal product as a alternative to that, cause it don't have odor, it don't have a bad taste. So children, toddlers, or the adults, anyone can have it easily. So this is the easiest thing. And we have observed in our clinical trials that the product given with the sugar syrups, having the sugar syrups, have like low effectiveness in the patients, and the herbal extraction, the hydrosols which we given to patient, have the more results on the patients who are using in it. So these are the another thing is vinegars. Vinegar is another thing. Many commercial market vinegars are not halal. Modern industrial vinegar productions after does not follow the natural fermentation, leading to halal concerns. Like number one is made from added industrial alcohol. Most commercial white vinegars and other vinegars is produced by adding synthetic ethanol, rapid chemical oxidation. So the vinegar is a debatable topic. Like Imam Abu Hanifa have different opinion on it. Imam Malik have different. Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal have the different opinion on it. But everyone is they are confident that there should be no traces of alcohol in vinegar when we are consuming it. Like vinegar is sunnah of the Prophet. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that what a good food is, vinegar is. There are another hadith on this, but it is forbidden to intentionally turn wine into vinegar, reported it Sunnah Abu Dawud. From this teaching, scholars established that natural transformation makes vinegar halal, while human caused conversion keep it haram in all school of thoughts in the Islamic jurisprudence. So this is the process we are following. The natural vinegar what we make from for the apple cider vinegar or the date vinegar or the barley vinegar, it takes at least 30 to 90 days, depending on the climate and the fermentation. We use the vessels to make the vinegars, so it takes very longer time. But the commercial vinegars in the market, it takes only 3 to 10 days to get it on the supermarket shelves. So that's the problem, that its traceability is always questionable. So the vinegar must follow the basic rule of 30 to 90 days for the process to get it 100% halal. I think I have very low time, but this is most important thing. See, nowadays, Ayurvedic medicines are very famous in GCC, in Europe and everywhere. This is one of the product. Although the Ayurveda is rooted in herbs and natural healing, Ayurvedic medicines are not automatically halal, because many formulations contain animal-derived ingredients like alcohol or non-halal processing methods. The ones of the very famous product of Ayurveda is Panchagavya Grit. It's a local language. So they use 5 things, as they believe the Ayurveda principle they have the belief that the cow is very, very like pious for them. So they make they use A2 cow milk and the gritam, the cow ghee, and the curd. After these 2 ingredients are very important. One is mutra, that is cow urine, they use in the product. And 5th one is gomaya swarasa, which is basically the cow dung. They used to make this majun, and due to the Ayurveda mark on it, usually people don't think that it is halal or haram, and they start using it. I saw the picture from Middle East where this product was available in the supermarkets without any traceability of its halal certification. This is another most important thing. You can see it is written in Arabic on it. If you can read Majune Akrab. Akrab is scorpion in Arabic. So it's a semi-solid liquid known as majun. So common ingredient in majun akrab is akrab muharrak, that is burnt scorpion. Ashes is used in this. So often it's a very famous ingredient in this medical system but due to its sourcing, this halal status is haram. Another one is jundube dastar, which is derived from the beavers and generally considered haram. Both male and female beavers have the pair of castor sacs located under the skin between their pelvis and the tailbone. And usually in kidney stone, this medicine is used in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh and GCC countries. Like what we think is, it is written in Arabic and Urdu on the label. We think that it is halal, but the ingredients are always not halal in this scenario. See now, this is another case. Herbal in appearance, but not halal in essence. You can see that the bottle have the mark of herbs on it with khurse kharatin. It's a very famous, classical medicine in Unani medical system. It's a khurs is pill. Khurse kharatin is a Unani herbal product commonly used for the addressing sexual weakness and enhancing stamina and vitality. That's why it is very famous among the customers. Animal-derived ingredients in it is kharatin musaffa, the processed earthworms. The earthworms used to make this pill, used for its tonic and for the medicinal properties. Another one is birbaboti. This is Indian word. This is red velvet mites sourced from the insects commonly used in Unani formulation to make many other medications. So for these issues, there are many alternatives to address the same issue, like ashwagandha, ginseng, and maca root, and horny goat weed, and yuhambi, another ingredients, and moira poma. And there are many Indian herbs which can be used for the same problem, and we are making the medicine with that. So the Prophet said, do not drink from the broken part of a cup, and do not drink without first looking into the vessel. Sunan Ibn Majah, Hadith number 3413. The Hadith clearly teaches us to look at what we are about to drink to ensure there is nothing harmful or impure in it. So last thing which I want to tell, which is most important, Allah can take His work from anyone, but ones who actually do it are the chosen ones. And in the same way, the Halal Science Center of Thailand has been chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to deliver remarkable and impactful work for the Ummah. Allah have chosen you. Thank you so much.
So thank you so much, Dr. Muhammad, for a rather technical and in-depth, insight into the herbal medicine and some problematic aspect of, that we need to consider. I have lots of questions, but I will, leave that until after all the presenters done. So for the next talk, please welcome Mr. Alim 𝑯𝑨𝑤𝑴𝑩𝑳𝑀. He heads of the Investment Promotion DTI Halal Industry Development Office Philippines. He will be talking about Halal-friendly Philippines, and it's the gateway to the ASEAN. Please give him a round of applause.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Thank you, Dr. Adil, for the introduction. For the next 15 minutes, we'll be sharing with you the discussion points on our brand campaign in the Philippines in improving the accessibility of the Filipino communities, both the Muslims and the non-Muslims, through the Halal-friendly Philippines campaign as our gateway to strengthening our presence in the ASEAN. In this discussion point and session, the global perspective of halal experiences from the non-Muslim countries. Allow us also, on behalf of our Minister for Trade and Industry, congratulations to the organizers of Thailand Assembly 2025. I think yesterday showcased the leadership of ASEAN in terms of how do we provide better platform, not just for the ASEAN member countries, but also to the rest of the Muslims in the global population. We're also joined here today, allow me to acknowledge officials from the Philippine government, our commercial counselor from the Philippine Embassy, the Philippine Trade and Investment Center, 𝑀𝑯𝑨𝑰𝑳𝑨𝑵𝑵 Burgos. Thank you for joining us. My wife is also here, who happens to be from the private sector in the import and export business, Ms. Almira Gamor Pasandalan. Now, for the next 15 minutes, we would like to address as our key points, as our takeaway for this discussion, the following 3 items. Number 1, how do we prepare the Philippine market, understanding and appreciation of the halal industry? Number 2, a brief historical background of the presence of Muslims in the Philippines. And finally, the growth opportunities in the halal market, the key sectors in government initiative and opportunities for the small, medium-sized enterprises. I must say that we also would like to acknowledge the influence of Thailand in our study. Sometime in 2016, I happened to be one of the fellow of the Chula ASEAN study on the halal industry. I was here for almost a month, and part of the strategy that we incorporated in the Philippine brand campaign for halal-friendly Philippines are the study that we inculcated or experienced from our best practices in Thailand, and including the rest of our neighbors and in the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. The Philippines is a home for more or less 12 million Muslim Filipinos, the 3rd largest Muslim population in Southeast Asia. And as our brand campaign for the Philippines, we always say that Halal-friendly Philippines is more than a brand campaign. It is about building a relationship and strengthening our presence, as I've mentioned, in ASEAN and the GCC countries. In my experience, because I've been in the government for more or less 20 years, the G2G and the B2G are always a good platform. But if you have a good relation, simply because you have established the network in the country or in our neighbors, for example, our collaboration with the Thailand Halal Assembly 2025, we achieve better result because the trust and confidence is there, and we have to highlight that as one of the major ingredient in the brand campaign of Halal Friendly Philippines. As I've mentioned, the Philippines is a home for more or less 12 million Muslim Filipinos, the third largest Muslim population in Southeast Asia. The struggle for the right to self-determination and social justice has a long-standing presence in the country, later led to the creation of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. Over time, Muslim Filipino population spread across the country through trading and migration. The demand for halal products and services had grown and sustained not just by the local market, but also by the international tourists. The Philippines halal journey has been guided by a strong legal and institutional foundation. Recently, in the 2025 State of the Nation address of His Excellency President Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr., cited the need to grow key industries, particularly the halal industry. Previous years, in 2001, Executive Order Number 46 recognized the need to promote and develop the halal industry in the Philippines through halal certification. This was followed by the creation of the National Commission of Muslim Filipinos, institutionalizing halal accreditation with certification function under the halal certification bodies, as earlier expounded by my colleague from Japan, Dr. Mariko. The importance of halal the role played by the halal certification bodies. The establishment of the Philippine Halal Export Board, which is chaired by your office, the Department of Trade and Industry, in coordination with other agencies from various sectors, such as agriculture, tourism, science and technology, health, food and drugs authority, foreign affairs and international relations, banking and finance, and the socio-economic advancement of the Muslim Filipinos. These sectors' representation aim to promote the growth and development of the Philippine halal ecosystem. Historically, the presence of the Islamic Sultanate of Sulu and mainland Mindanao represented a higher stage of political and economic development between 1521 and 1898, where the concentration and center of leadership pre-Hispanic period is situated in the southern Philippines. Most of you are familiar with this. Just to give a briefer of the natives of the southern Philippines, which is among the primary recipient or beneficiary of the program halal industry. Around 4.5 million population are situated in the Bangsamoro areas. And as discussed earlier by my colleague, halal is not just limited to the access to food. Over time, it has included lifestyle offering, travel and hospitality industry, fashion. The halal market, we have to emphasize, in the Philippines, where majority of the population are non-Muslim, is basically an open market to everyone. It also addresses and highlighted the concept of ethical consumerism. For example, the concept of riba. Why interest is not allowed in the first place for the Muslim communities, or why is it important to have Sharia compliant financing? Basically, the business model of Sharia financing is to make the life of the borrower easier and not too complicated. We also highlight that halal is also meant social responsibility, stewardship of the earth, economic and social justice, and addressing animal welfare and ethical investment. It is also high quality, safe, and ethical products. That is to say that it is no longer a mere religious obligation or observance for Muslims. It has become a powerful market force, becoming increasingly a worldwide market phenomenon both for Muslims and non-Muslim alike. Halal has become a global symbol for quality assurance and lifestyle choice. So these are some of the key drivers. Most of you are very familiar with it: the growing Muslim population, the growing economic development in Muslim countries, and the emergence of potential halal markets. So overall, the global market, the economic model in the global market also can contribute to the development of the Philippine halal industry. It is now currently at 25% of the world population, around 1.9 billion, and projected to increase in 2050 to around 2.8 million, and estimated with a market value within this year of 7.7 trillion, including the following target sectors from food, finance, tourism, modest fashion, media, recreation, pharma, and cosmetics. Now, what are the, earlier Dr. Adi made mention that we have to be sharing the context of the opportunities. So for the Philippine strategic plan, we say that it is collaborative, it is a progressive and developmental approach to strengthen partnership with stakeholders as we position Philippines as a premier friendly halal hub in Asia and the Pacific. We have also provided a platform to the different sectors in the Philippine halal industry. So the roadmap is not just a communication gap that we have addressed from the perspective of the government. It is also a platform that we have to listen to all the stakeholders, from the MSME to the F&B sector to the halal certification bodies, the finance and banking sector, and the rest of the members of the Philippine Halal Export Board. Now, you may ask, what is the strength of the strategy? Primarily because it has been adopted as a national agenda of the Philippine government. We are also supported in terms of our national budget, and this kind of platform is something that we really take on, especially for the Muslim community. I happen to be coming from the southern Philippines. I migrated to the Metro Manila in that's even late, in 1997. I accepted my national post in 2011, and this kind of support, hearing it from the president himself, to be given a platform, to be supported in terms of the incorporation of the regional agenda from the Muslim communities to the national agenda, is a very important key requirement to make sure that our program are aligned to the Philippine government. The strategy has become very efficient. When we implemented it, whenever we go for an economic mission abroad, we make sure that we bring everyone. We bring the key government agencies and also the presence of the private sector. When we were in Saudi Arabia, we brought around 93 delegations. In Malaysia, we brought around 64 delegations. In Abu Dhabi, we brought around 93 delegations. So the presence, the partnership, and the collaboration that we have with the public and the private sector, as cited in the report of our Minister, Secretary Cristina Roque, had generated a total of 7.9 billion, or equivalent of $134 million US. So when we strengthen the platform provided by the government with the support of the private sector, we always come up with a better output similar to this. We also gained the support of the rest of our consulate and embassies abroad, led by the Department of Foreign Affairs. Recently, we also partnered with the private sector from Malaysia to bring products from Malaysia to the Philippines and from the Philippines to Malaysia. And eventually, we also wanted to address the 4 pillars of halal industry development, which is investment generation. This is just a first step of bringing the products. We also wanted to highlight and mainstream to bring in manufacturing companies who would like to operate in the Philippines. And having said that, we also provide the green lane, where we provide incentives, tax incentives and tax holidays for the investors who are going to operate in the Philippines. We're also strengthening our presence in the Asia and also in the Pacific. We were in Pakistan this year. We were also in the Global Economic Zone Leaders Summit in Dubai, early quarter of this year. And recently, our Philippine Pavilion featured at the Abu Dhabi International Food Expo, highlighting the presence of the local government, had generated a total of 2.5 billion trade and revenue sales at the Global Food Week 2025. Locally, we have provided or organized local trade expo from the Travel Sale Expo and also the Halal Expo Philippines 2025. And in summary, this is the Philippine halal industry in numbers. We happen to be the top 20 of the non-OIC destination in the Global Muslim Travel Index. We are also cited to be #1 in the Emerging Muslim-Friendly Destination of the Year for non-OIC member countries. We also have issued 1 billion sukuk or Sharia-compliant bond in November, and it is 4.9 overly subscribed. We have a total of 3,000 certified products in the country, 237 Halal certified Muslim-friendly restaurants, and 500 Halal products certified in some of our domestic market. Now, what this number signifies? This number signifies because there is a very strong collaboration both of the public sector and the private sector. These are some of our top export and the location where we are bringing the products. These are also the destination of the Philippine export, especially for the Muslim countries. The demand for halal products in the Philippines previous year is accounted to around 120 million US dollars, and these are the products that we've been utilizing, and some of these are actually coming from our export. These are the following government agencies who are part of our program in Halal Friendly Philippines, from the Trade and Industry to the Commission of Muslim Filipinos, the Department of Agriculture, Department of Health, Science and Technology, Foreign Affairs, Tourism, Banking and Finance, and Socioeconomic Development. We also work with different institutions to provide capacity building. And in summary, the Halal Friendly Philippines national branding signifies, number one, a favorable investment climate for investors, a diverse offering of sustainable halal certified products, availability of Islamic financial services, a strong value proposition in terms of manpower, and the presence of Muslim-friendly establishment and facilities to support both business and tourism needs. I'd like to end my discussion points by saying that the key element of the success of the program that we have in the Philippines come from a perspective that every dollar that we make goes directly, number one, to the workers, number two, to the entrepreneurs, and number three, to the workers. I think we have audience from the Philippines, and if you give me a few seconds to speak from my native tongue, sa bawat dolyar na kinikita ng ating mga entrepreneur who participate in the expo, who are present bringing their products from the Philippines abroad, every dollar goes to the farmer, goes to the workers, goes to the entrepreneurs. Ang bawat dolyar po ay napupunta sa ating manggagawa, sa ating mga mangangalakal, at sa ating mga manggagawa. And this is the value of what we do. Halal Friendly Philippines is not just a matter of faith, it's not just a matter of compliance to Sharia, because there are more than to the 5 articles of faith that we know, there are more than to what we need to give to the public, our muamalat, our muasarat. And as a Muslim, we are vigilant, we are envoy to the world to make sure that we also respond to the need of the communities. And with that, maraming salamat po. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be working with the Thailand Halal Assembly. And again, allow me to give our salutation to Dr. Vinay Dahlan for being a role model to many of us as ASEAN. He has been an inspiration to us. I've been here, I think the first time that I participated in the assembly was in 2014 or 2015. And earlier, Dr. Vinay, we showed what we had accomplished so far. And we would like to thank you and your government for being a role model for the Philippines to make sure that we also respond to the need of the Muslim Filipinos. Maraming salamat po. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
So huge thanks to Mr. Alim. From your presentation, I'm sure everyone see the hard work behind all of the Halal movements. And it's, involves so many collaboration, many discussion, many handshaking, right? And also many science and many technology behind it. And we really appreciate it. With about 20 minutes left, I just I would like to, give the floor, the opportunity to ask the questions. And if we have any more time left, we might have some discussion, but it would be a nice time for them to, to ask any question they want. So please, if you have any question, over there, the first one.
Good morning, everyone. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah. I'm Sharifa from Hong Kong, and thank you so much for sharing all the experience from non-Muslims countries. I'm from Hong Kong, so it's a very, very challenging time we had. And thank you so much that we'll be able to be at the event and working with the THA and HSA. For Japan, we've been as a mentor for us, and it's been very challenging, and especially when you are sharing the real pictures of halal certification. We have seen like 20 plus organizations set up for halal certifications in Japan. And is the government supporting anything, or the government is overseeing the restaurants that are called halal, or there are organizations that only have one person, I even know, only one imam saying that we are halal certification body. And is the government trying to foster collaborations within all these groups and managing some of the mosques or the restaurants? Are there anything from the government side? The good thing is that when you see, for Muslims, I think everyone wants to go to Korea and Japan. But the thing is, how can we trust those logos? Can you share something? Thank you very much.
This question is for you, Dr. Mariko.
Thank you so much for the question. Yes, government is trying to do something, but because our government is not supposed to go into religious matters, so some of the attempts are done by the Ministry of Agriculture, if I'm not mistaken. They are trying to call those stakeholders from the famous halal certification bodies to adjust something, but it's not succeeded yet, I think. Thank you.
I think it would be interesting to rethink a little bit about the model of government support. If we learn from Thailand or Philippines, we might, find a way to, offer Hong Kong or Japan a little bit more of a push to the government in the right direction. But yeah, maybe next question.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum. I'm Dhafir Najjar from South Africa. I think I must compliment all the presentations that you have done. But my question to Brother Alim, I think it's something similar from what the sister has been mentioning. Now, as a with a Muslim minority country, we try to keep the government out of the halal or Islamic matters. Now, if we look from the halal aspect, when the government comes in, they only look at from a business aspect and not from a service aspect. Now, being in government, and of course being a Muslim, how do you find the balance where we find the government stays out of it, but in the same time, give that psychological support, right? So that the government does not come in to make it like I said, a business aspect, because we look at Islamically, halal is a service. It's not first a business, because it's sadness. And I say it with the utmost of respect to each and every one. We look and we always speak about the $1 trillion industry instead of speaking first about the service that we ought to provide. And once we put that the target, the trillions a target, then it does not become a service, it becomes a business. So how is it balanced from your government point of view? That's my humble request. And I want to add on, from South Africa's point of view, we as Muslims woke up because we wanted to eat halal and not to make a business out of it. I thank you, Brother Alim, for I love your presentation, all three of you, mashallah. But because Philippines is one of my favorite countries, therefore I'm asking that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brother Tafir, for highlighting that. Now, it's very important. Well, personally, because being a leader, it's really stemmed from your personal mantra. And I'm very certain with my role, being a Muslim, that I am doing this. Well, it's a daytime job. I go to work, and I'm being paid as a bureaucrat. But more importantly, my job is one of the most privileged job, because to me it's not just a job. It is an investment to akhirah. So not many people were given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with a platform that you, number one, I'm highlighting this because you're asking me with how do I keep the balance. So there's no confusion with my role. I'm certain with my role that first and foremost, I am a Muslim and I have obligation to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you look at the experiences of the most successful states, this is the principle that they have, because you can never be a good bureaucrat if you don't follow your role as a Muslim. And in my study with most of the successful states, they adopted that because this will make the civil servants more responsive because the ethics is there. Now, my technical response to your question. Before I accepted a job, the first requirement that I have with the government is to have a roadmap. Now, how do we come up with a roadmap? The roadmap is not something that I designed from my study or designed from the expert or designed by the bureaucrats. There is what we call the art of listening. And to come up with something that would be responsive to the need of the community, especially to a Muslim minority country like the Philippines, is to get it from those who have been there for the past 10 to 50 years. So the Halal certification bodies in the Philippines, they've been there before I was born. So they know the problem, they know the issues, we have to listen to them. Now sometimes, the challenge with the bureaucrats is that when you come in, you become so powerful and influential. But that shouldn't be the case. You have to listen to the people. You have to listen to the stakeholders. So the roadmap, and I'm very honored to have worked with all the stakeholders that I've cited earlier, that these are the people who really work on the industry. And I think that keeps the balance, because this is not something that we create. This is something that comes from the people. And the leverage of any bureaucrat is that if you listen to the people, you would have a very efficient program, either from the perspective of the government or from the perspective of the Muslims or the non-Muslims. Thank you very much.
Yeah, over there, yes.
Thank you for your nice talk for everyone. My name is Kosem from Kyushu University. I have a question to the Mariko Sensei about the hot issue and sensitive issue in Japan in the last few months. As you know, I love Japan very much, because of Japanese people, hospitality and manners. To be honest, according to the social media and media outlets, the activities of the far-right groups across the country under campaigns anti-foreigners. I would like you to confirm to this platform and this event to your customer in the future as a tourist, and that Japan is still safe and welcome foreigner, especially in our case as Muslim visitors and Muslim residents in Japan who work and live in Japan. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Well, I feel very sorry about that problem. That I think you mean that about the masjid, rebuilding masjid problem,
So basically, there's some
Yeah,
social
yeah,
media
yeah.
sentiment, anti-American sentiment, which is, I believe, small group, but it might,
Yeah.
coming out as a big thing.
And yeah, because in Japan, well, I think, well, it's very difficult. But most of the Japanese people are not like, well, I'm so sorry it's very difficult and sensitive. And when I just invite my students or neighbors to some kind of events, Muslim related, they are very happy. But sometimes they are very afraid of the Muslims because they don't know much about the Muslims, and they once invited by Muslim friends, and then we, including me, we are very happy, and once we learn about the friendliness of Muslim people, I think it's easy for Japanese people to overcome such kind of unawareness or prejudice. Yeah, unlike, well, sometimes maybe in European countries it is very difficult to overcome such ignorance. But Japanese people just don't know much about Muslim. So if you're just talking to us, I think it's easy to overcome this kind of problem. I hope. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah, so, halal, just leading by example is the way to go, I guess. With our time limit, I would, retain people who have any other questions to ask the speaker directly after the talk. Right now, I think we have a photo ceremony and also the certificate appreciation ceremony as well. So, please give the big round of applause to all the speakers, and thank you for your support and very great attentive audience. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for such an insightful session that offered valuable global perspectives on Halal beyond borders. Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed to the next segment, I kindly ask all of you to scan a QR code on the screen or on the back of your name badge under the document section to evaluate the session we just had. Your feedback is valuable to us, whether it was helpful, what additional information you would like, or any suggestion for improvement. Additionally, those who complete the evaluation will receive a certificate as a token of participation in the Thailand Halal Assembly 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your cooperation. And next, I will now proceed with the certificate presentation. Now, may I please invite Associate Professor Dr. Vinay Dahlan, founder and advisor to the director, the Halal Science Center, Chulalongkorn University, to the stage to present the certificates of appreciation to our speakers and also a chairperson. And first, may I invite Professor Dr. Mariko Arata, College of Gastronomy Management Director, Research Center for Gastronomic Arts and Sciences, Ritsumeikan University, Japan. A big round of applause, please. Thank you very much. And next, may I invite Dr. Mohammed Najimuddin, Chief Researcher, Halal Research Laboratory, Chief Darul Hikmatib Nabawi, Founder Halal Herbal Remedies, CEO Dr. Habis LLP India. Thank you. And next, may I invite our next speaker, Mr. Alim Giapal, DTI Halal Industry Development Office, Philippines. A big round of applause. Thank you very much. And next, lastly, may I invite the chairperson, Dr. Adin Siri Patana, Research Associate in Flood Modeling School of Engineering, University of Edinburgh, United Kingdom. Thank you very much. At this moment, I kindly invite all of you to remain on the stage for a group photo session. Please proceed. Ladies and gentlemen, while we are taking this group photo, it's a great moment to reflect on the value of this session. Today's discussion has shown us that Halal is no longer limited by geography or majority context, but is increasingly shaped by global collaboration, research, and shared understanding. All right, thank you very much. A big round of applause, please. Thank you very much to our distinguished speakers and the chairperson. And also, thank you very much, Associate Professor Dr. Vinay Dahlan, for presenting the certificates of appreciation. Ladies and gentlemen, and that concludes our highly interesting sessions this morning. At this point, we will take a coffee break, and the refreshments are available in the corridor area just outside the hall. During the break, we would like to invite you to visit the poster exhibition, which is part of the EasyTech 2025. You may cast your vote for the Popular Vote Award via the LED screen located outside the venue. And please reminded that we will resume at 10:45 a.m. 10:45 a.m. with the oral presentation session on science, technology, and innovation. Thank you very much, everyone, and we look forward to welcoming you back shortly. สวัสดีค่ะ